Hello and welcome. Join me as we travel back to the early 19th century. We'll witness one of naval history's most pivotal encounters, the Battle of Trafalgar. It's a story of courage, strategy, and a turning point that shaped nations. Beyond victory and loss are intimate stories and lesser-known facts. We'll explore surprising truths that reveal the human element behind the legend. Before we set sail, turn on English subtitles for extra details. They're your guide for this voyage. Let's begin our exploration into this legendary battle. Long before the first cannon roared, a different kind of communication was taking place across the British fleet. Admiral Horatio Nelson, aboard his flagship HMS Victory, sought to inspire his men. Using a system of naval flags, he prepared to send his now famous signal. His signal lieutenant suggested a subtle but crucial change. England resonated with a broader, more patriotic fervour, and so the flags were hoisted, spelling out the immortal words, "England expects that every man will do his duty." It was a call to arms that transcended mere orders, becoming a legendary declaration that galvanised the entire fleet. The name Trafalgar conjures a British triumph, yet the battle wasn't fought near Britain. The clash of timber and iron unfolded miles out to sea, in the Atlantic Ocean. It took place off Cape Trafalgar from the Arabic Cape of the West. It was here, in Spanish waters, that Napoleon's naval ambitions were decided. The British fleet pursued the French and Spanish armada across the Atlantic, cornering them off this coast. The name marks where the struggle for sea dominance occurred, far from home. On that fateful morning of October 21st, 1805, a simple tally of the opposing forces would have given any commander pause. The British Royal Navy, under Nelson's command, sailed into battle with 27 ships of the line. Awaiting him was the combined might of the French and Spanish navies, a formidable armada boasting 33 ships. On paper, the advantage lay squarely with the Franco-Spanish fleet, who also possessed more guns and more men. The British sailors were more experienced and better trained. It was a classic contest of quantity versus quality. The outcome would prove that in the crucible of battle, the quality of the fighting force is what truly matters. Naval warfare in the Age of Sail was rigid and predictable. Fleets formed a single line, exchanging broadsides until one side surrendered. It was a formal method of combat, but Admiral Nelson saw this tradition as a cage. He chose to shatter the conventions of sea battles. Nelson divided his fleet into two columns, ordering them to sail directly towards the enemy line. The goal was to pierce the formation in two places. This was a high-risk maneuver. It was a gamble relying on speed and surprise to sow chaos. Given the scale and historical importance, one might imagine a conflict that raged for days. Yet, the Battle of Trafalgar was a surprisingly brief and violent affair. From the first shots fired around noon, the main fury of the battle lasted for just over 5 hours. It was a concentrated storm of destruction, a whirlwind of cannonballs and splintering wood. This swiftness was a direct result of Nelson's audacious tactics, breaking the enemy line. Ships became entangled, leading to a much faster, albeit far more brutal conclusion. At the height of the battle, Admiral Nelson, adorned with honours, was a conspicuous figure on the HMS Victory. This visibility would prove to be his undoing. A sniper, high in the rigging of the French ship Redoutable, took aim. A musket ball struck Nelson. He fell, knowing the wound was mortal. Carried below, he learned of his fleet's glorious victory. He died as the guns fell silent. The battle's final tally reveals an astonishing statistic. The Franco-Spanish fleet suffered a catastrophic defeat. 22 ships were lost. Thousands of their sailors were killed, wounded, or captured. The British achieved something unbelievable. Not a single British ship was lost. The entire fleet remained afloat and under British control. This remarkable outcome is a testament to British seamanship and Nelson's tactics. It was a victory of unparalleled completeness. The guns fall silent and the smoke clears to reveal a changed world. The Battle of Trafalgar secured Britain's dominion over the seas, paving the way for a global empire. The courage of the sailors and the genius of their fallen admiral forged a legend that continues to inspire. The echoes of that storm still resonate in our history. Please consider subscribing to the channel and remember to check the subtitles for extra treasures of information. Thank you so much for watching. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Until our next journey together, farewell.